to the Cinementalists. Noun, plural. Definition, those whose love for movies runs so deep, they can't help but do a podcast about them. Hosted by Colton Robertson and Joseph George.
Hello everybody and welcome in to the Cinementalists, where today we kick off Pride Month with a cult classic, a campy classic at that. It premiered originally in September of 1999 at the Toronto International Film Festival, written by Brian Peterson with a story by Jamie Babbitt, directed by Jamie Babbitt. This is But I'm a Cheerleader. I am Colton Robertson. I'm joined by Joseph George. What's up, homie?
Oh, what up, what up? Always a pleasure to be here.
Oh, and it's always a pleasure to have you. This was a first viewing for you, as I tried my best to make sure that a lot of stuff will be kind of that vein, where I'm like, here, check this out. I love doing that. It's a lot of fun. But I'm a Cheerleader is one that I've loved for a couple years now. I'd only seen it a couple times before. I'm on about a once a year thing with it right now, I think. And I fucking love it. How'd you feel on your first viewing of But I'm a Cheerleader?
Yeah, no, this is like, I feel like I can't believe I haven't heard of this more. And maybe that's because I wasn't in the queer cinema, kind of
space
vein before. It takes a while, or maybe it takes some movies to get here, or to, in life. But no, it feels like if I was, who I am now as a kid, this would have been awesome, like growing up, to have when I was younger. But now, no, just to be able to kind of sit back and appreciate this kind of coming of age or time of life, and then it also not just be like pure coming of age, but more of a definitely queer focused and I don't know, very meaningful. It was cute, one, and I figured that much kind of before I came in, just like seeing the stills of everything and how colorful everything was. But like it was a lot more impactful than I thought. I thought it was just gonna kind of be a I don't know, just sit back kind of easygoing movie, which it is for the most part, and just very funny, very very lighthearted. But then, like, I don't know, when it does get real, or it does kind of like strike at a chord, I'm like, oh, what the? I'm crying, and I didn't even realize I started.
No, and that's what makes it really, really brilliant satire. You know what I'm saying? Like satirizing conversion therapy. And putting on display just how ridiculous an idea it is, and what functionally you are doing to people when you are doing that. Like, removed from the potentially deeply traumatic reality of going through conversion therapy, outside looking in just conceptually, it's like, that is what this is. It's going, wouldn't this be the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard of? You put a bunch of people who you think might be gay in the same space where you were talking about how what they want is forbidden and they can't do it, and that's not going to be, and then you expect, it's going to work great. You're fucking stupid. I love that. I think it's incredible. I'm a huge fan of so many people in this cast. I love me some Natasha Lyonne, and I have for a while now. I remember there's a Netflix series called Russian Doll. Dude, you'd love Russian Doll, actually. It's a very, very mind-bending time. The first season's kind of a Groundhog Day premise. She keeps reliving the same night. And then when she dies, she can live as far as she wants, but when she dies, she snaps back to that night. And that's and it just keeps happening. It's a super fun idea, and Natasha Lyonne is incredible in it. But I love her. Some of the people that are smaller characters. I love Melanie Linsky. Who is like the Australian girl who's, a goody two shoes and is doing too good. Like, she's an incredible actress. But the, main love interest, Clea Duvall, she has been, she's become famous for playing usually a queer character in most stuff. She ends up being gay, and she is actually gay in real life also. She directed a holiday movie that I actually brought up during our top 100 because I mentioned it for Kristen Stewart. It's called Happiest Season, and she plays Kristen Stewart's girlfriend, who's kind of like she might have just directed it. She might not have been in that. Am I tripping? I probably am.
Yeah, she's only directed 10, it looks like, but Happiest Season looks like she... Yes,
Am I making that up?
Kristen Stewart and Mackenzie Davis.
Mackenzie Davis. Okay, yes. I was like, Clea Duvall might be just a tad old to have been playing Kristen Stewart's girlfriend who hasn't come out to her family yet. So that's why I was like, that doesn't feel like it makes sense. But I feel like maybe she's in it and somehow. I can't remember. But I really like her. I really, really like her. I've always really enjoyed Clea Duvall's presence. And she plays perfectly lovable in this too, you know? Just kind of it's you know, the facade that's like, I'm tougher than anybody and, you know, I'm a badass and you can't fuck with me. But, you know, I feel things. I like that. I like that angle. So I like seeing it brought to life by some really talented performers too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like the idea of putting a bunch of queer people in a house all together and thinking it's going to go well. You know, one thing, but I do love how, like, you know, they have like their step 1, step 2. It's a very structured program of how to not be gay anymore, which one is just hilarious. But I love how
the prospect that step 1 and undoing your gayness is accepting and admitting that you are gay. You know, like, the coming out scene or the realization scene for Natasha Lyonne is actually really, really heavy because she's like, oh my God, I didn't know that I was gay. And she has that strange cry where it seems really distraught, but she also is like kind of smiling because like stuff makes sense now. And like, she's like, oh God, what am I gonna, oh no. And it's so perfect, man. I absolutely adore that scene. Ooh.
Yeah, I was trying to think if there was an earlier. I mean, I remember vividly kind of tearing up on that moment. I was trying to think if there was an earlier one, but I think that might have been kind of
first it would happen.
The inciting moment of kind of like, oh shit, oh this is what the movie, you know, or like kind of like I get it, or like, you know, I was fully in, and I love how like the people who run the house, like. You know, we said earlier, I think it was in the top 100, or maybe just in conversation, that like everyone in Star Wars is gay. You know,
yeah, that was.
You might not think it at first, but like, yes, you know, when you think about it, you know, everyone is. I love how like actually everyone in this movie is gay, and even like the parents. You know, well, maybe not some of the more straighter parents. Or,
but like Natasha Lyonne's parents. Yes,
yeah. So like, I love how just everyone, you know, maybe, you know, obviously, I don't know. I wonder if the main girl who runs it, what was
she's absolutely
Mary,
gay.
Is that her name?
Yeah, Mary Brown.
Yeah, she's. I think it's just she's so in denial that she comes off as straight sometimes, but then like she has those moments. She's like, when you think of women and
their long, legs, voluptuous legs.
It's like everyone's gay in the movie, and then you have like the color coding scheme that's going on.
Oh yeah,
you know, you obviously pink for girls, blue for boys, but the gays camouflage, you know, and like they're the tactical soldiers, which I think. Well, then you get to their house, and it's obviously, you know, like very prideful and everything there. But like I love the color schemes just kind of going on, and how like even the house they're going to, like it looks like a dollhouse, or like it's pristine, perfect, kind of air quotes. But then you see like the surrounding area, and it's like it's just a facade. Like their whole lawn isn't even like finished. Like it's only like half of the lawn that like is actually good, and then it's just dead grass for the rest. It's just the visual kind of language I thought was also just really funny. And it just played into it really well. And like it feels like a lot of times like they're making fun, like. It on the surface, it looks like they're making fun of gay people or queer people and how they act, or like, you know, and then like, are you a vegetarian? Do you what were the tells, or like at the beginning that is like, you know,
you've been trying to get us to eat this tofu.
Yes, tofu, or like things like that. And it's like, and I don't know if everything is aged quite.
You don't have any boys in your locker, on the walls of your locker. It's lesbian iconography.
And yeah, man, that kiss with her boyfriend. I mean, I get why that would turn anyone gay. I mean,
that would turn. Well, it would definitely make you not like that fucking guy.
Yeah,
that kind of kissing is only and rarely acceptable, and the only time it ever is if it is absolutely being reciprocated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah, that is either the point, or if you're the only one doing it, I don't know.
You gotta,
wrong.
I don't know, figure something out, because that's awful.
But like, those are two people that probably know how to kiss really well, and then they have to like, that's hilarious that they are for a movie. Like, all right, just kiss the worst. I don't know. Just what do you think the direction was there? Just like most tongue possible.
All right, I just need a sloppy, terribly sloppy kiss from you, and Natasha. You are not digging it.
And then think of women,
Think of women's breasts, other cheerleaders. Michelle Williams, before she was Michelle Williams, being one of the cheerleaders is wonderful. She obviously the big one would be for us the Fabelmans, where she plays the mom.
Yes.
And she's just one of the cheerleaders who's barely in the fucking movie here, and it's so funny to see her in that context. Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Holy. That is it. Yeah. It's weird to see all the young actors. I feel like Natasha Lyonne. Like, I haven't honestly seen her in terribly too much. My sister went through a Orange Is the New Black kick for a while, and she was in there, and I don't know. It's like, they're all in prison and they don't look good. Like, they're not all celebrity dolled up. It's like they're
beautiful.
But like I developed this. I'm like, oh my god, well, I can't not look at Natasha Lyonne.
It's her voice.
Yeah, everything.
Her voice is. I don't know why it's so ridiculously attractive, but it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But and then she is also just a lovely woman. But
yeah,
and not to mention that her nonchalant, this is a really big swing for her acting wise, I think, because she is playing really, really, Christian, innocent, like, oh, I don't want to, but what she's become the last, decade or so, and maybe even longer, is that she is really nonchalant, cool as fuck. You can't fuck with her. She knows what she's talking about, and that's that. So it is funny to see her in such an unsure place as a performer. And she nails it. It's a great performance. Yeah. And I love that it's a tight 85 minutes. Like, going less than 90 minutes is, if you can pull that off and pull it off well, it's always going to be a plus, in my opinion. Because if you can tell me a full story in 85 minutes and I feel fulfilled and I've laughed and, teared up, whatever, fuck yeah, you've done well here. And this is a gorgeous movie, like you said. I'm currently doing my watch through as we talk. And we're at the scene where she takes the phone call from her parents, like in the middle of the night, and she gets split dioptered with Mary while she's playing the guitar. Fucking gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah. A lot of moments like that where I'm like, oh, okay, we're doing this now. It honestly felt a little, I felt a little Wes Anderson vibes in there a lot of times, or like kind of montages that would happen. That were very colorful and just kind of like set, like, I feel like they were putting on an act, like they were acting and putting on the facade. So I don't know, it did feel kind of a little West like at some points, but then like it isn't like that all the time. I would like if it was truly that cinematic throughout the whole movie, I don't know, it would give it a weird vibe because it's like so satirical and like not that kind of movie. But it is really like, oh man, yeah, they can do this, or like they have this skill, if they want to show it. But it's like, I don't think that is actually like a change I would make to the movie. I think that would make it, I don't know, give it not the feel.
Definitely give it a different sense. Yeah, I agree completely. It actually a really, really good companion film to this. That I was literally sitting here watching this movie, and I was like, "Fuck! Why didn't I pick this one? Why didn't I pick this one? Why didn't I pick this one?" And I'm like, "There's just only so many Fridays in the month as far as because Bottoms occurred to me." And I've told you about that movie several times. It's again very, very satirical comedy. And it's not quite as good looking a movie as this one is. Like, this is really, really impressively done. But it is every bit as funny, if not more funny. And I was like, God damn, why didn't I think of that? And then, that led me to another one of my favorites, Bound, which is a Wachowski sisters movie, with Gina Gershon and Jennifer Tilly. And I was like, damn, why didn't I think of that one? And I just like kept being like, fuck, I already said shit. Because there's just so many good ones and I wouldn't know what to replace at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, I can't in good conscience. So, next Pride Month, we got a few to look forward to. But, yeah, I think this movie is really, really earnest, and it comes off at the beginning like it is kind of, you're not sure exactly where the line is, and how much of its satire is in good faith, and then ultimately it becomes abundantly clear that it comes from a very good place. And I love the way it depicts safe spaces for queer people. I love Natasha Lyonne's first steps into that world, the first night at the gay bar where she actually dances with somebody else other than Clea Duvall's character. And that actress is Julie Delpy, who is the opposite role from Ethan Hawke in the Before trilogy.
Okay.
Yeah, that's so a small role here. About 5 years after Before Sunrise and a couple years before Sunset. But yeah, just an interesting. I was like, yeah, she's awesome, and every time she pops up, it's just this brief little scene, but it's a really impactful one where she, kind of makes her feel safe, which I think is sweet. She has a commanding presence that's like, you're safe here, you're accepted here, and then. It gives her the ability to kind of accept that maybe she does want to kiss Clea Duvall's character, and she leans into that a little bit. And then obviously the safe house, as it were, with the two older gay guys. That's I love that space, and Dante Bosco's character being like, we've got a curfew, and they take care of us, until we're back on our feet and we can find somewhere to go,
Yeah, Prince Zuko, right there.
Yes, it is.
Right when he talked, they introduced himself, and he goes, I'm homosexual." He said it so like,
and you're like, so Zuko.
Yes, he's like, I am the some athlete. And I am homosexual, and I was like, what the? Yeah, I'm like, that is, I've never heard Zuko like that before, but
that's hilarious.
And then him coming back around, that was really cool. Like actually seeing him pop up there, and then the little argument that the gay couple had, and then
I love that scene, the healthy communication where they get through it and it's fine.
And then both Dante and or not Dante, I guess. What is he?
No, I forget everybody's names.
I think Dolfo, maybe, is that right? I'm not on the how many? I have so many tabs open. Yes, it is, or just Dolph, no O at the end, just Dolph.
Dolfo.
But Dolph and Megan, they look at them and they're like, oh shit, okay. They were like, it was just, everything was satirical, but very, very, I don't think anything really aged that poorly.
No, I don't think so at all.
Yeah.
In fact,
maybe
I think there's
tricks
just
are for kids.
But you're satirizing homophobes at that
it
point.
Helps, it's for the point. So it's like it's like, and I've never heard that
it's a really
I've never
really
heard
clever.
that change in slogan, and oh my god, that is gold. That's
it's a great joke in this movie, man. It really hits, and I love I really, really love its sensibility in that regard. I think that even stuff that could be perceived as having aged poorly is just kind of recontextualized now. Like the character of Jan, the butch presenting character who insists that she's straight, and that, everything, she doesn't understand why she's here just because she looks like this and she likes this, that, I like softball, and yes, I dress like this, but I like boys. I do. I always have. So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I think modernly, and I don't know if this was the intention of the time, I think modernly you could read this as a trans allegory of sorts, like they're trying to reorient Jan as a woman, and they're like I don't know. Whenever it's like exploring your gender identity is like step 2, or rediscovering your gender identity, and they show Jan, vacuuming and stuff, and it's like, now it's like, is that the kind of conversion therapy they would be talking about? Versus what I'm not sure they were exactly trying to say anything about at the time.
You know what? Not gonna lie, it's not that it's better back then, but like it was simpler to make fun of gay people back then. It was just kind of 2 camps, and then maybe 3 if you're bi. But it's like, it is like, dang. Now, movie writers, you kind of have a little bit more to think of, but like much more to say. Now it's like I think like it's the message just becomes so much more clear, and I think wow. I'm at like step 1. How does that work actually? Because like if you have to admit that you are the gender that they don't think you are, then like do you actually do they want you to even commit that step 1, or do you but that'd be, if this movie's made today, that'd be an interesting how to go about that one.
And I think, I don't think it's impossible, like I think that's what's admirable about the movie, is that it hasn't aged poorly. Again, like it doesn't feel like it's, did I accidentally? Oh, I thought I accidentally hung up on you. Sorry. So I touched my phone and like it got really quiet. Sorry. But, I think it hasn't aged poorly in any regard. I think that it actually, and I don't know that this is, it's a little sad, given the context of where we are, but it hasn't had a lot of opportunity to age. It's especially at this moment, it feels like we're kind of taking several steps backwards. And so that's why I'm like, comedy always has the capacity to, put a mirror up to an issue's face and make it realize how stupid it is. And I think that that's what this movie does so well, is like, can you imagine caring so much about this that you end up looking this way? Like, I literally quote tweeted something the other day on Blue Sky, and I'm going to read it on the air because I thought it was just the most ridiculous thing I've ever read. It's amongst them. But it was Nick Fuentes, who already sucks, so a great way to start, responding to someone on Twitter. Asmongold also sucks. He says, Zach Asmongold says, men are naturally more attractive than women on average. That's why women need makeup. This isn't me being gay. It's science. Look at a peacock or cardinal, male versus female. Females get mogged. Greek statues dedicated to peak aesthetic form, overwhelmingly men. And Nicholas Fuentes responds and says, I agree. Now, the context here is that these are both right wing as can be misogynists and homophobes. And I quote tweeted it and said, being so homophobic and misogynist that you'd have sex with a man. That is fundamentally what this movie is about, is like being so hateful that you become obsessed with it, and it is what you concern yourself with. I can't imagine spending that much time hating something. It's like, if you spend enough time thinking about it, I'm pretty sure there's a reason you're thinking about it so fucking much. Yeah,
it's just the defense mechanism. It's just I don't
and not always. Not always. So I don't want to say this is a foolproof thing, but there's a
strong
plenty
correlation,
of evidence.
I'd say. Yeah, the data is I don't know, in saying one thing, but yeah, that I read one thing of trivia, and it's the shortest bit of trivia on here, but I think it's hilarious that James Franco auditioned for a role, but he was not cast, and I think that's just too straight. I don't know, or either that, like that. I don't honestly. If James Franco was in this movie, I don't know. I
think he probably would have auditioned for Dante Bosco's character.
Oh, wow, that would have been wow. James Franco, has he actually made out with a man on screen? I guess I've never seen him in a queer or gay
I don't think I've seen him
before.
in it. I don't think I have either.
He would have to here. That would have been it'd been interesting.
Yeah, no, I'm like that's just my best guess. I guess he could have been any of the guys. But I think because I'm thinking of what age he would have been at about that time. Yeah, I mean because he played Harry in Spider-Man like 3 years later. He was a high schooler. So yeah, I think it would have been Dante Bosco's character. Is my idea for who he tried out for. But I think it went I think it went the right route. I think Dante Bosco actually brings a real charming innocence to it that ultimately makes his return to the movie really cathartic. And whenever he comes back and he's like, thank you, you know, you got me out of that place. Oh my God. You know, like, I love that. It's really, really charming and, a really underrated presence in this movie. Cause, you know, I always look at these movies a little different whenever we're going to be talking about them. So, you know, previously I only focused on the romance and I didn't really care. I mean, I didn't not care, but I didn't pay attention much more than I had to the side characters. But I loved Dante Bosco in this movie. And I really, really enjoyed a lot of the side characters and the little side quests and little side stories, you know. Like, who's the one with the colored hair?
Yeah. Oh, man. Who are you? If it's... No way it's... No. If it's not Hillary, it's not Mary, it's not Clayton Andre... No. Is that Sinead? Sinead?
Sinead. That's right.
Maybe? Is that
Sinead.
her? Catherine Town?
Yes, it's Sinead.
Her? Okay.
Yeah, it's Sinead. I like her character a lot, you know. I like the you know, slow developing and building crush that she obviously has on Clea Duvall's character and the jealousy she displays whenever she didn't act on it or wasn't, you know, thought of as an option by Clea Duvall.
And her little therapy at night that she introduces Megan to, you know, like.
And Megan's like, gonna take this to heart.
All right, you know, I guess fair enough. And then she, you know, like, if she would have narked on me, you know, heads would have, you know, she hates her at first, and then isn't she the one? Like, I guess, how did Mary figure out about the kind of like what happened that night, like the little slumber party? Was it that she snitched? And like,
I think so. I think that's the implication.
Okay. Yeah, I think. But yeah, no,
RuPaul's in this movie. That fucking rules.
I don't know the cocksucker. Crazy bar name.
Great bar name.
You know,
Great bar name.
You pull out a matchbox of just cocksucker and rainbow pride flag. That's just hilarious. Oh my God. And then
the giant rooster statue that's outside the door. It's fucking gold.
But come on. How do you fumble that hard though? You know, it's a matchbox that says cocksuckers.
Yeah, you gotta know you can't bring that back.
It's like almost like this was a sabotage plan from the jump. Let's get expelled. Let's force the you know, we have to leave no matter what and run away. So let's make it happen. Let's see if she actually comes back for me. I don't know. Like, it's not like that. The movie's not that deep, but I think it's like I don't know. Like I guess I always think this way when I watch movies, but she talked about how like before she had a relationship and it got close, you know, and then it just quite couldn't happen because of the parents' reveal. And,
she got caught. Yeah.
So I thought like, you know, she was maybe trying, you know, she's already been through this before. This is like I don't know, her like round 2 or something like that, and she's gonna plan this time. I have no idea where the movie's going, and I guess that's one field. But yeah, I thought this was all like she seems very, you know, on the outside, she's the you know, nothing's gonna phase her, or she's, you know, very thick-skinned, but like I think it was almost like a prove to me that you actually care. Like she, without saying it outright, she wanted to see if Megan actually cared for her that much,
right?
A little bit, but I think it ended up not being. She just truly was, you know, afraid of her parents, or like, you know, the actual kind of normal kid answer at the time, you know, not that she's concocting some some kind of wild, not evil plan, but just some crazy plan to snatch someone. But yeah, no, I think it was like the way the movie just progressed. Like, it was nice that they did have like the step 1, step 2. It gave it like a, I don't know, like a nice new fresh, like, okay, let's try something new, like when they brought.
I like it. No, I just got to step 4, which was called demystifying the opposite sex, and it's the scene where they sit in front of the projector, and you get these shots of them sitting side by side, brushing elbows and stuff, and kind of letting each other in a bit. And it occurred to me that there was another director that this movie kind of evokes for me, and I don't think you've had the pleasure of watching any of his movies yet, but his name's Greg Araki, Araki. He directed Doom Generation and Nowhere and Totally Fucked Up, and I mean, just a really, really talented director with, I mean, extremely his movies come with taglines that are like another gay movie by Greg Araki, or the first straight Greg Araki movie, and stuff like that. Like, always extremely homoerotic is definitely the vibe they're going for. And this is just visually, I think that this evokes a lot of what he did with the Teenage Apocalypse trilogy. That's what it's called. Totally Fucked Up, Nowhere, and Doom Generation. Fucking great movies, by the way.
It's like also a little bit of Dr. Seuss thrown in there.
Yeah.
Is like it's so character, and like, what's up with the green? Like the I don't know, it kind of tripped me out. Like the weird, like, one green room they had, which was like the office. So is that like, is green just business? No gay, no lesbian, no queerness. This is just strictly business when we're in this room. I don't, like, it was I guess an interesting, I just couldn't get I don't know. It was a weird, like, why that?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
screen, is it
represents maybe it represents neutral ground. It's not blue,
Okay.
it's not pink. It's just this. Yeah, like you said, business.
Yeah, it's
it
just-
is.
yeah.
It's
Okay, I didn't know if there was something I was just missing, or like if there was I don't know, like
a reference you weren't getting.
Yeah, just something like that.
No, I don't
But
think
maybe
so.
it
Not
was-
as far as I
okay.
know. I think it was just. I think that might have been a purely aesthetic choice, also, just from a set decoration standpoint, because it looks great with both the pink and blue uniforms of the counterparts, specifically the pink.
Yeah.
That combo goes really well, and it's usually merry spaces that are color coded green. So I'm just trying to connect anything story to story wise, and one of the first things that's occurring to me is an iconically queer movie, even so much so that people used to refer to being gay in some capacity as being a friend of Dorothy. So maybe they're evoking a Wicked Witch of the West thing with all the green that they associate with her. That she is fundamentally wicked, and that might be what they're evoking there.
Huh. Yeah, because there are a lot of the shots there where she's like in the pink room, but in the background you see that green, and it's like very pink and green, kind of wicked.
Or which is wicked, yeah. That is Glinda and Elphaba. Maybe this would predate the Wicked musical and stuff like that. So I mean, but Wizard of Oz itself, obviously, it doesn't, and even far prior to Wicked, Wizard of Oz it had a certain association with queerdom, which I think is part of the movie's charm and part of its acceptance amongst the queer community's charm. But yeah, I think that's the best I can come up with for what the visual representation of the green would be. I'm trying to think of if there's any more like Wizard of Oz connections. Like there's nothing you can point to. There's like ruby slippers, and there's no place like home. There's a little bit of that, she asked, "Don't you miss home?" And her being like, "Yeah, what do I miss more? This, and it's all just bullshit." She's like, "What is there to go back to?"
Yeah. The poster card family, is like they were, I don't know, I guess somewhat ideal, but then just kind of a
stereotypical, nuclear family.
Yeah. And then just I love the breakdown of like, what the thoughts you have, whenever we know that Mary is gay as well, whenever she's like, women's legs, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, but like the thoughts you have, are unnatural. She's like, I don't think they're unnatural. And, it's like, I got you.
I don't think they're unnatural.
Yeah,
they occur naturally to me. Why on earth would that be?
Yeah.
Why on earth would I perceive those as unnatural if it's all that's ever come to me perfectly naturally?
Yeah. And she, and like her innocent, I think like that's why it plays so well that she's like this, just kind of Christian innocent girl, where it's like she truly does, I don't know, she is just kind of, you believe everything that comes out of her mouth. I don't know, like it is just matter of fact. And I guess maybe
like she doesn't know how to lie.
Yeah, maybe Graham or maybe someone else that was like, that they didn't believe the goody act at first, or they thought it was an act, and they're like, oh shit. They're like, nah, like, okay,
no, you're just like that.
Shit, no, fair enough. But yeah, just like all of the themes, I think just like actually played really well, and like I was surprised on how much they fit into here, and then like at the same time, I think it was just like also hilarious. Like, I don't know, you get the montages that go on of like, him, RuPaul under the car fixing it up, and all right, who wants to go down with me?
Thrusting,
and like,
in and out, and in and out, like what could you possibly be talking about under there? It's so fucking funny, man. And the same motions with the vacuum cleaner, like thrusting back and forth. I thought, and they're all like, God.
And like
so good.
Even when her son.
God, it's grotesque. That is the most grotesque part.
Yeah, it's like okay, so at least it's like everyone's gay, so you can't really fault her for like kind of being a victim of the same. She's just trying to hide it so hard. So it's like, at the end of the day, everyone's gay, so like you can't really hate them for what they're doing, but you can kind of hate her for that. It's she is a freak. Actually,
no, she sucks.
She sucks. She's taking it too far. Because like you can, I don't know, put up the facade, but you don't have to actually like take in more people that had your own problem and then make it worse for them. So it's like, but by making it worse, you make them realize who they are even more so.
Right.
But, like, so I mean, I do like that aspect, but then like it does like. I think there is like a sad reality of the movie a little bit, where like for some of them it kind of did work, or like it worked.
And it's not that it worked in the capacity that they're willing to accept society's limitation on them. They're willing to go, okay, if being gay means I lose my family, that they won't be in my life anymore, and that they will actively not like me. Maybe it's something I'm willing to sacrifice in myself so that I have access to my family, And I appreciate that there comes a point in this movie when that point switches for first Natasha Lyonne's character, and then switches for Clea Duvall's at the end. Kind of realizing the vulnerability and the genuineness coming off of her when she performs her cheer for her at the ceremony. That's like, I'm willing to embarrass myself. I'm willing to be vulnerable like this for you. I'm willing to fight for you in front of people who refuse to accept you for the way you are. And I'm here to let you know that that person is exactly who I want to be with. And they don't want to be with that person, which is you. And I adore that. And I love that the end ultimately, I love that it's a happy ending. It was always going to be. I don't think it was ever a movie building towards an unhappy ending. But I just really, really love it.
As they head off in the gay truck mobile, the gay mobile, the queer mobile, the queer truck, I don't know, something, into the sunset. Literally has like a pink sunset out, and like a decal on the back windshield. Is like, all the set decoration was awesome. I did love.
I love the like checkerboard ceiling that's like still pink in their room. Like it's all really, really thorough. And I love the way the movie's lit, which obviously is really, really plays heavy into the way it's shot. But those night sequences in their rooms where like there's just moonlight pouring in and that's the only lighting you're getting. I fucking love it, man. It's just it's a gorgeous looking movie. It's hilarious. And it's really moving. It checks all the boxes for me, and it was kind of I think this was my third time I've watched it, and it was the best experience I've had. It was my favorite version of it. And yeah, I see a lot of Wes, I see a lot of Spike Lee, a lot of Greg Araki, and I think that ultimately plays into just how beautiful a movie it is.
Yeah, I'm looking just through the stills. I wish I did play it in the background. I'm kind of mad I didn't get that set up before. But the like the shots that like it did get cinematic or it did look really nice. Like their first kind of sex scene or just kind of yeah, I guess it's sex. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a sex scene.
Yeah, I don't know. They were just love. I don't know that like the really kind of
it's real intimate. Yeah,
good.
Yeah, it's real intimate.
Whenever they're in the bathroom, kind of getting ready, and she looks over and like she kind of like brings up some water to her lips, and like it just drips from her lips, and it's just like it was like those shots of the movie that were really nice. So where it's like, yes, we're objectifying people as hard as we possibly can right now, saying, you're a good wife, you have to clean and make sure when your husband comes home that, you do every blah, blah, blah. But then you can, I don't know, this is objectifying in the best way. I feel, shots like these where it's, I don't know, it is purely a sexual attraction right there. That's all that's going on.
Well, and it's through the lens of a character, which is ultimately what makes it, worth it. And also, it's never too, it's not, what's the word I'm looking for?
Raunchy?
Gratuitous. It's not gratuitous. Yeah, it's just, it is tasteful. But I mean, like, I like that it's not appealing to. Oh my goodness, they've got the worst zoomies of all time right now. It's hard to focus.
It's on.
But they are doing it. They are doing it. But I absolutely adore the movie, man. I lost my train of thought completely, but yeah, I'm really into all of it. It's just, I admire the journey that Clea Duvall's character goes on a lot. Like her having the tougher time, putting her family behind her and kind of being okay with not pleasing them, which is exactly what you expect. She'd be really, really easy to go to. But she can't give up that part of herself. And I really admire that.
And honestly, like, you think Megan's character would have a harder time giving up her family, but I think...
But that goes back to the importance of that, I'm a homosexual moment.
Yes, it was
she's
after.
Everything after that, it's like, fuck this. Like, that is who I am a little bit. And, obviously she does her affirmations and she tries really hard not to give in. But the second she does give in, it's over. Yeah. She's like, there's no quote unquote fixing this. This is just the way things are. And I love that from their,
or like, they tell her like, you can't come home, obviously, and she's like, wait, what? She's like, you guys would so easily like, get rid of me. I think it was kind of there that it's like, okay, nail in the coffin. Like if I'm running off in the sunset.
If I'm that easily discarded by you, then I in turn discard you, like, well, fuck this then. That's, you're driving me away. You're not giving me up, you're not punishing me. You are now the ones being punished. Yeah, I love it. And I love that it just has such a big heart, I think. It ultimately is, god damn, there's some pretty shots. I love the way this movie looks.
Yeah. No, it's very, very nice. It's like cartoonish at some points,
absolutely.
Like
it's campy as shit.
The sets that are there, but then it's like, oh wow, like out of nowhere, it hits, and it's like, shit, wow, yeah, this is just what movies are for, like an absolute. The poster too a 99 time capsule, like so
Oh,
hard. I
dude.
don't know. I love the poster. And yeah, kind of the pink dress, pink, the good witch, and then but I'm a cheerleader green text and the green witch. Like I think
Yeah.
you're on to some for sure with the Wizard of Oz thing there. But
It
yeah,
bleeds in through so much stuff, dude. Wizard of Oz is just so deeply,
damn.
deeply embedded in culture generally and it's so archetypical and it's so easy. Like she is going on her own journey through this seemingly fake land that is testing her at every corner. And then she makes it out the other side and is the better for it, So like she is fundamentally a Dorothy archetype, like that is what she is. So I love that aspect of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this was, I don't know, very, very nice way to start off the month. I don't know. It's like I don't want to call it like an appetizer, like that. It's not like it doesn't feel like a full course, but I think, whenever I think of like a full course movie, I do think of like, it can't be campy for some reason, or like it can't be satirical. It's got to be taking itself fully seriously for a movie to be a full course kind of.
I get what you're saying.
Meal.
No, I get what you're saying. And that's the thing is, I don't think that the movie is trying to be anything else other than what it is. And that's what makes it work so perfectly. Is it is fully aware. It's fully aware of what it is. It pulls it off perfectly, and it just succeeds to the max. I think that. Yeah, I think runtime also plays a factor there. It's an easy breezy watch that doesn't challenge you hardly at all. Well, I guess it probably challenges some people, but it doesn't challenge. It won't challenge us. And I think that ultimately makes it a really, really easy, fulfilling watch that doesn't require a lot of consideration for deeper meaning. The meaning's clear. This conversion therapy is fucking ridiculous. Queer people are valid. If you think otherwise, go fuck yourself. And I appreciate that the movie is so unabashedly itself. Kind of the point, which I think is wonderful. But yeah, I don't have much else to say on it. I think that we've got a fun month ahead of us where I have seen everything we've covered everything we're covering except The Watermelon Woman. And Saving Face, which we're covering next week, I've only seen once, and Tu Wong Fu, I've seen that a few more times. I like that movie a lot, but it's mostly just like, yeah, I'm relatively new to the movies myself, and that makes them a lot of fun to engage with, and I cannot wait to cover Saving Face next week. I've been so excited to revisit that ever since I watched it for the first time. And we're going to have a lot of fun with it. I can tell you that much. And then we've got The Watermelon Woman on Juneteenth. Can't wait for that. Wrapping the month off with Tu Wong Fu. An incredibly fun movie. And so deeply, deeply important. And it's kind of like everybody should watch it, I think. But, yeah, man, I absolutely adored it. Do you have any parting thoughts, or do you just want to go ahead and rate this bad boy?
Nothing coming to the top of the dome right now, I guess. But, yeah, I think I'm ready for the rating, I think.
All right, fuck yeah. Well, first, I'm going to let people know about Geek With Me. Because House of the Dragon Season 3 is coming back. And speaking of gay queens, I need Rhaenyra back in my life. And so, I'm gonna need all of that.
Yes.
I'm gonna need all of that. We're gonna be talking about it week by week. We've been a little spotty on Geek With Me. We've been prioritizing the Cinementalists like crazy, and I don't regret that at all. But when Game of Thrones is back on, Game of Thrones is back on, and we don't take that lightly. So we will be discussing House of the Dragon Season 3 week by week in full every Monday, the days after it comes out. And that starts this month, baby. That's just a couple weeks away. So I'm very, very excited. But that's really all we've got going on other than this Pride Month slate here on the Cinementalists. So how did we start the month? On a scale of 1 to 10, but I'm a cheerleader. Where does it hit?
Where am I going? I think I think I know I'm not in the 9s. I think that feels, that's a bit too high. 7s is like, I don't know. That's feeling too low. So I think I'm in the 8s somewhere, and then I think, I don't know, I might just be right there. Right at an 8 is kind of where my gut is taking me.
I like that. I like that because I'm going to bump it up a little bit. My gut took me 8.5. My gut took me 8.5, and I feel like I don't know. It's a really enjoyable experience. I think the movie's really good looking. I think it's really well edited. And ultimately, it feels like an easy watch you can show anybody to show just how stupid some people are. So it's wonderful. But yeah, man, I think 8.25 is pretty damn good to start Pride Month here on the Cinementalimeter. And it was a good return to the movie coverage, baby. Last movie was Silence, so we went from a religious epic to But I'm a Cheerleader, which is, that's just the kind of breadth you'll find here in our coverage on the Cinementalists. But
that's so
man.
Funny. Wow.
Couldn't have been better. I love it. We got a great slate this month and in the months to come, so stick with us. You shan't be disappointed. I was Colton Robertson. I was joined by Joseph George. Thank you very much, homie.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to be here, homie.
Oh, and it's always a pleasure to have you. And remember, fuck ice.